Let's get a little bit cozy in here because we're gonna have a little bit of a chat. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. Today I wanted to reflect on my first year at University of Stirling and maybe help anybody who's trying to work out where they want to go, or I know UCAS is very much looming for sixth formers, and I know fine well that it is a very difficult choice to make when you have different universities saying that they've given you these different offers, and I know fine well that it is a very stressful time. So I just wanted to share a bit about what my experience as a first year at University of Stirling has been like, to maybe help you guys along with that decision. So let's go with my intro. So the first thing that I would say about Stirling is it is a campus university, which for some people is absolutely great. I personally have loved it. It's the most beautiful campus I've ever seen. You're seeing pictures and videos that I've taken across the year, and it genuinely is such a lovely, warm, cozy environment. And you know, it's so handy, especially for a first year, that you live here and your classes are here and then the sports is here. So obviously I work out and stuff. I'm a swimmer here, so I will talk about that later on, but I just wanted to talk about the fact that it's a campus uni and it's absolutely beautiful here. And you know, if you're feeling stressed, then you can just go for a walk. Now for some people, the campus university can be quite isolating, and obviously you tend to stay on campus quite a lot as a first year. So I would recommend to sometimes just go off campus to just have a day out and stuff. And you know, Stirling has some beautiful things surrounding it, so whether you've got a car or not, you can definitely find easy things to do around Stirling. The train to Edinburgh and Glasgow is fairly cheap and easy, and you know, it's such a good place to be because you are very much central, so you can go north, you can go south, you can do anything really in a day. So yeah, that's what I would say about location and the fact that it's a certain type of university. I know some people prefer universities which are all over the place, but personally I like everything to be compact, and I like the fact that it's a city without being too busy. It's very student environment, and you know, from personal experience looking for flats, Stirling is quite cheap on the property market. I know I looked at Edinburgh and flat rates compared to here are extortionate in Edinburgh, so that's one benefit I would say, is that it is very cheap to live here. Okay, so the next thing that I would say is about sports. I'm going to just talk about sports quickly. So I'm in a swim team. I've had a lot of people direct message me on Instagram asking me questions about the swim team and how it works. So I'm just going to quickly skim over that. If you're not wanting to watch this, I will include a time of where you can skip to for me to stop talking about swimming. So the swimming, the squad here is split into 3 squads. So you have HP1, which is your like Ross Murdoch, Duncan Scott kind of people, and then you have HP2, which is the second high performance team, which I think that you have to have a certain amount of FINA points to get into, but I'm not really sure. The squad structure is a little bit work in progress at the moment, so you kind of just have to bear with it, but I think it's definitely evening out. I think they're looking at evening it out, but I'm not entirely sure. And then the third squad, which I'm in, is the club squad, but we still race. So the HP1 squad is coached by Brad Hay and Stephen Tigg, and they obviously are the Commonwealth Games Olympics guys, so they really get a lot of focus and pool time, and a lot of the focus goes to them. And then HP2 is coached by, well, 50% of the squad is coached by Josh, and 50% of the squad is coached by Kerry in the Stirling swim lot. And because that squad is so big, it has had to split up, and yeah, so they get a bit more pool time than us, but less pool time than the HP1 lot. It kind of filters up. And then my squad, we train with Charlie Balderson, and we have the opportunity to either just be social or to perform. And, you know, like Charlie will, you know, there is quite a big gap in pool time between HP2 and well, our squad. And Charlie understands that, and if you want more and, you know, you're really focused on your swimming and performing well, then Charlie will give you extra sets. He'll help you to do extra sessions in the public, and, you know, he is really helpful in terms of that sense. Like, he will give you what you want and what you ask for. It's just a case of building up that can I do this kind of attitude. So yeah, swimming here is class. I definitely think that in my squad, I obviously can't comment on other squads, but my squad, we have such a beautiful team atmosphere. Everybody looks out for everybody. There's so much banter going on. We do have socials. You know, like we have certain things, and we try and do things to support each other, and you know, I just love it here, and the swimming environment definitely helps. It just is helpful to know people in the years above who can necessarily give you advice. Like my friend Megan is a third year, and she is like my mum here. I mean, we hate each other, but we have a love-hate relationship. Deep down we love each other. Megan, if you're watching this, you know fine well I love you. But yeah, so that's what I would say about swimming. The gym, if you're just looking at going to the gym, the membership is really cheap. So your membership includes pool time, like in the public, the track, the sports fields, the tennis courts, classes, the gym, and it was $99.99 for the whole year this year. Now I don't know if prices will go up. Obviously they're building a new gym, so prices will probably go up with the new gym because, you know, it's a new gym. But £99, well, £100 a year, that is ridiculously cheap for a membership. And obviously it is student based, but that is so cheap, and you can include it in your rent. So I'll move on to accommodation next, but you can include it in your rent, so you can pay it in monthly installments, so you don't even have to pay it all at once. In terms of sports clubs membership, you have to pay the sports union membership and the club membership. So, I think the sports union membership is only cheap. I can't remember, I paid it at the start of the year, but it was really cheap. I think it was only like 20 quid or something, but I might be wrong. And I think that's all I can say about sport. Obviously it's pretty cool that you'll see some very high performance athletes, and you know, they're really like open and friendly. Like they'll come and chat to you, and it's a lovely environment to be in. Everybody is very community based, even especially in the sport area. It is very will help you kind of thing. So that's me talked about sport. I will move on to accommodation now. So at Stirling there are various types of accommodation. So you've got Alexander Court, which is the furthest away, but my friend lives in Alexander Court, and I think that it is actually a really good accommodation to stay in. It's the cheapest, and it's also the quietest, and it still has a lot of sociable people. I mean, yes, you have to walk, but I think it has a social area, so it has a sociable kitchen, and I actually think that the only thing is you've got to share a toilet and a shower, but I mean, you could shower at the pool or the gym or something, so you know, it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. And I actually do think that Ali Court is one of the best accommodations, even though it is so far out. Well, I say so far out, it's like a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk if that, but that's the cheapest. And then we've got Muirhead, Polwarth, what are the other ones? Donnelly, I think that's it. If I missed one, you'll see on the screen, but they're the like next cheapest ones, and they also share toilets and showers, and they are slightly less nice, but you know, people in there, I have so many friends in there who actually have loved their time in there, and you know, it's not about where you are, it's about who you're with really, so I guess it's just luck of the draw. And they also share kitchens, so there is a communal space, which I think is really good, and it's really important because especially in halls, like you've got a very closed door thing, so when you're in your room, you're literally trapped in your room. Well, you're not trapped in your room, but you're very closed off, and it can become quite an isolating place. So I think that the fact that they have a communal space is very important. Yeah, and they are the next price up. I don't know prices, the prices will change from year to year. And then you have Andrew Stewart Hall, which is where I used to be. I don't know if you noticed that I was in one venue and then changed. I didn't really say much about it on my channel. I used to be in Ash, and it's very busy. That's the one thing I would say about Ash. And the walls are very isolating. The rooms are massive. Like, I had a really good room. I loved my room in Ash. You have your own shower, you have your own toilet. Not all of them do, I don't think, but you have your own toilet and shower, and I think that's good. And you know, a lot of people in Ash love it in Ash. It just wasn't for me, and my problem was that there was so many people in the kitchen, that's all. But if you're a very sociable person and you love people, then that might be the place for you. And rent is only a little bit more expensive than the other places, so likes of Muirhead and Donnelly and that, so it's maybe something to consider if you just want something cheap with your own shower. That's maybe something to consider. So the next ones up are Beach, Willow and Juniper. These are kind of the people in Juniper and Willow Beach are kind of seen as like the posh people, even though rent isn't that much more expensive here than it is over there. Yeah, so I would say that Juniper, Willow and Beach are the nicest. They have a 3/4 bed, they have a massive kitchen, well not a massive kitchen, but it's a good kitchen, it's a good sized kitchen which is quite open. They've really thought about making the rooms nice and light. I know my room is very light, you can see that now. It's quite an open room and it's quite well thought out. Obviously if you're not looking to spend that much, maybe don't consider it, but I personally have loved living here, and you know, it's not that expensive when you consider all the luxuries you get here compared to in the likes of Ash. But it's just whether or not you're willing to spend that much is, you know, you've got to think about that for you. So yeah, that's basically all about accommodation. Oh, there's another accommodation which is off campus, which is John Fortey's, which they tend to put all the medics in, I think, just because they're off campus, so they're normally working somewhere else. But I have no idea about John Fortey's, to be honest. Like, I've never been to it. I know where it is roughly, but I've never been, so I can't comment on that, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the accommodation. So the lectures and seminars, teaching kind of thing. So we have like this online portal, which we also have like an online thing which gives you all your course like outlines, and any like information that you need is on there. So this is called Canvas. So on there is PowerPoints for the lectures, seminar work that you've got to do, what else, any extra reading sometimes is put on there, and also we have Listen Again. So lectures are sometimes recorded. Not every lecturer records lectures, but most lectures are recorded and you can listen back to them on Listen Again. So say for example you can't make a lecture for whatever reason, you can just catch back up on it. And also say when it comes to exam time, you can re-watch it and retry and learn it, so that is a really good feature. Seminars attract attendance, so you do have to make sure that you get to your seminars. Different courses have different amount of seminars. I know fine well that languages have quite a lot of seminars and only one lecture, just because, you know, you've got quite a lot of interactive stuff when you're learning a language, and it's quite important to get the speaking and the listening and the grammar, you know, there's quite a lot of aspects to it, so that's why we have so many seminars. Some courses have more lectures than seminars. Some courses have more seminars than lectures. It just depends on the course. Oh my gosh, why am I yawning? So that is that. The thing that I love about Stirling is the fact that, so say for example your degree is, I don't know, well let's go with mine. So my degree is Spanish. You get 2 electives in your first year, and the thing that I've loved is the fact that I've been able to keep up my French. So I did French A-level, so I kept up my French. It was a chance for me to suss out whether or not I wanted to join my degree with French, and then I got that extra one as well as that to decide and do something new. So in first semester I did education, which was quite interesting, but it wasn't for me. There was a lot more to it. It wasn't what you thought it was, if that makes sense. It wasn't just how you teach, it's the philosophy behind education and certain things like that. So that just wasn't my cup of tea. And then this semester I've been doing post-war European cinema, which kind of caught my eye because I love post-war stuff. I love films about war, and I love anything to do with post-war kind of stuff. That makes no sense. But I found that quite interesting, but some of the films weren't to my liking, but I loved some of them, and I know friends who really liked the films that I didn't like, so I guess it's just what you like. But I think that's really good, and I know people who've changed their degree based on the electives that they've done, so they've actually preferred the electives that they've done to their actual degree, so they've been able to change their degree. And that's the good thing about Stirling, is you can literally pair it up with anything. So you could do maths with French with, I don't know, psychology. So you could do so many different variables, and you could have such a varied timetable. So timetabling, there is teaching from 9 till 5. I've been lucky enough to not have many 9 a.m.s. Most of my classes start at 10, but obviously it just depends on your timetable. When you originally get your timetable, you get your lecture slot, which is allocated, and then you have your seminars, which you can choose the time to fit them around you. So this term I've really managed to fit them around training, and it's been quite a good timetable. But then last term I struggled in fitting them around term, and you know, sometimes you're in Cottrell and sometimes you're in Pathfoot, so you have to consider that. So okay, I'll talk about Cottrell and Pathfoot. So Cottrell is the newer build, Pathfoot is the original building. So obviously the uni's now over 50 years old. Pathfoot was the original teaching building, so a lot of the humanities are in there. A lot of my lectures have been in Pathfoot, and some of them have been Cottrell, but not many. So classes are kind of split between Cottrell and Pathfoot. Cottrell is in a DNA structure, so a lot of people say it's really hard to get around. I don't find it hard to get around, just because it's quite logical. There's an A and there's a B, and then the corridors link up, like V, W, X, Y and Z. So I don't find it hard, because you just, say you're in 4Y, you find the Y corridor, you go up to the fourth floor, and you just find the second room. But I mean, a lot of people struggle with Cottrell just because it is quite a maze, and I don't know, each their own. But so yeah, Cottrell is next to the atrium. So the atrium is like the main bit where there's the library, there is a couple of shops, the bookshop, it links to the Union, and yeah, I think that's it that's in the atrium. There's a lot of foodie places, so you can get food at lunchtime and whatever. That the library's there, so it's quite handy for the fact that you can come out the library, get your lunch, and then go back into the library, carry on working. So Cottrell is the newer build. The seminar rooms and the lecture theatres are much more modern, and they some of the seminar rooms have a really lovely view of Dumyat. That's all I'm going to say. And in the summer they're really pretty, but there's also some study pods, and there's quite a lot of green space in Cottrell. And then Pathfoot is the slightly older one, but it's still looked after really well. So a lot of my tutors have their offices in there just because that's where Humanities are based, and some of my seminars have been in there. In fact, most of my seminars are in there this term, but last term most of them were in Cottrell. It's just luck of the draw really. So yeah, there's two buildings and it's about a 5-minute walk between the two, but classes start at 5 past and end at 5 to, so you've got 10 minutes to get between the two. So it's like a sprint out the door into your next class if you've got back to back, which is Pathfoot to Cottrell. That's the only thing I would say. Is there anything else? I probably missed something, so if you have any questions, feel free to direct message me on Instagram at dodstoswim. There will be something I've missed. There is bound to be. I don't know. If I missed anything, then feel free to comment and ask me a question. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it really useful. I know these are the kind of videos I was watching, and there's not many in Stirling. There's quite a lot in like Glasgow and Edinburgh, but there's not many videos on Stirling University of students chatting, so I guess I wanted to do this just so that you guys have an opinion. What I would say is I've absolutely loved my first year. There's so many societies that you can join, there's so many clubs, there's so many sports you can do. It is obviously a very sporty uni, but you don't have to be sporty to come here. You could just want to join a different club. And yeah, I've absolutely loved my first year here so far. There are certain things which I think the uni can improve on, but I guess that everyone's got that, and there are always things to improve. So thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys so much. Click that subscribe button if you want to see another, I don't know which side it is, if you want to see another video like this, and also click the subscribe button to join more. I do a lot of uni vlogs and kind of videos like this, so yeah, click the subscribe button if you want to join the fam, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you lots. Bye.